Hey guys, Katie here. Live. Yeah, like duh, Katie. We know you're live. So today's Live and Learn I am super excited about because I always have that question, what's for dinner? And those of you that know me are laughing because I don't cook, and you know that. But Amy Larabell with Prepped AZ has the answers for us. Here she is. She's coming on, people. All right. Can you hear me now? Come on. Says we're adding. Yay! And there's connection. There she is. Hello, beautiful. How
Hi.
are you?
Good. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to look at
I
here.
know, right? So I think if you look at the camera, then it looks like you're looking at the audience. I'm just going to
Okay,
look at you
cool. Yeah.
probably because it's like having a conversation.
Yes. So I broke my new iPhone, so I'm using an old iPhone 5. So I didn't have any access now.
Hey, no worries at all. How is your internet connection? Pretty strong? Because I'm losing you in and out.
What? Sorry, my mother-in-law's calling me, of course, in the middle of this.
Oh,
Can
okay.
you hear me?
Yeah, totally. That happens to me all the time too. I'm like, oh,
I know.
couldn't wait for
Yes.
10 minutes. Anyway, let's get started. So I'm so excited to have you on because this is the question in, I don't know, billions of households across the world. What's for dinner?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Prep Day Z.
So we got started just officially like 3 months ago, and I am previously a career nanny, so I've been a nanny for 10 years, and I always cooked for my nanny families. Um, and then when I would leave, a lot of them would be like, "Well, can we still pay you to cook for us? Like, can you still deliver us meals?" And um, so eventually, once I had my own kid, and I was still nannying, but I was like, I'd love to make a career out of this. And I also have a passion for, health and kind of like a diet as medicine type of approach to life. And we kind of have a holistic type of view for our food that we eat. So I decided to kind of combine the two, and I created this business where I basically fully cook and package the meals and then just deliver them to people's doorsteps in a cooler. And yeah, they're set and ready to go. So that's the gist of the business.
That sounds absolutely amazing. So the service basically that you offer is you cook the meals at home or wherever, and then you actually
Yeah.
bring them to everybody's homes. That's what you do.
Yeah. Or we find a convenient meeting place. So I actually rent a commercial kitchen. It's not legal to cook out of your
Oh,
home. So if you are using a person right now that's cooking out of their home, you maybe don't want to do that. So yeah, I rent a kitchen, and I have access to all the equipment and everything. And I do all the cooking on Sundays, and then we do the delivery on Sunday nights.
that is awesome. Why did you get started with this?
Well, like I said, I was already cooking for a lot of my nanny families, and I love to cook. And then we kind of changed our diet a little bit, and I saw how much it affected our household and just affected some of the issues that my husband and I were having, whether it be digestion or just struggling with inflammation or pain or all those things. And my naturopath told us that that was kind of a diet, like we should start eliminating things and seeing how we felt. So I really wanted to be a part of that, but I knew I'm not going to go to medical school. I have no background. I wasn't really interested in like going back to school, but I felt like so passionate about this kind of, health craze that was going on. So that was kind of my way to like be a part of it without having to, all I had to do was get a food manager's license and get some permitting on my kitchen, and I was set and ready to go. And I had already been cooking for years. So that's how we started.
So you knew what you were doing, basically. You just had to get all the stuff in place.
Yeah, essentially. But that doesn't mean that just because I was cooking at home for my husband and my child and I didn't mean that I could replicate that, in the kitchen for orders of 20 and stuff. So in the beginning, we had a few rough weeks where I was, I put too much on my plate and I wasn't able to cook and deliver in the time frame I wanted to. But people gave me a lot of grace, so that was nice.
Well, that's awesome. And you know, that kind of thing
Yes.
happens, and it's growing pains, and you got to figure stuff out.
Yes.
So it's all
Yes.
normal stuff. You mentioned having,
And we still are.
when we spoke before, you mentioned having, you know, a couple of particular issues in terms of like anxiety, digestive issues, and skin issues. Can you give us a little bit more detail on that?
Yeah, so I started, I've had anxiety for a long time, just basic things like panic attacks, those type of things. And one of the things that my psychologist actually recommended was that I see a naturopathic doctor, I did both like a hormone panel as well as a genetic test, and she was an amazing doctor. And she was pretty big on cutting out gluten and dairy, and then soy, essentially a paleo diet, which cuts out sugar, soy, um, a few other things. You're pretty much preservative free. She also recommended that we try to eat organic as often as possible. And at first I was like, really? Like, how are these things all correlated? But my husband was also having digestive issues at the time. And we were reading about gut health and how there's, you know, a big connection between how your like the health of your gut and how your different bacterias are and how that can affect different things. And they're, you know, coming to find out that there's a lot of correlation between mental health issues and your gut. So we did this whole process of gut healing diet and went paleo and also did supplements, you know, and stuff. But I can't tell you, just night and day difference in a lot of things. Pain, inflammation. I work out often and I'm always sore. My body felt better. My skin got better, and my anxiety has decreased significantly. So we saw great results with it, and I think a lot of other people can and have also.
Awesome. So really the biggest change that you made was diet and adding supplements, and then you saw some massive changes. So now what kind of, because this speaks to me a little bit, because I kind of struggle with some issues too in terms of skin condition. I have like cystic acne, which really totally sucks. And did get some blood work done and that kind of thing. And come to find out it was a hormone issue. And that is something that can be regulated in my particular case with supplements and, you know, diet and things like that. So what kind of skin issues were you struggling with?
Well, my skin changed when I got pregnant, like most people's does. Yeah. And then I kind of expected that things were going to go back to normal after I had the baby. And I always had like breakouts in my chin, and, you know, around my cycle, my skin would break out, all those things, you know, they were generally hormonal, but at the same time, it was like, I'm caking on the makeup because I'm frustrated with what my skin looked like. And I think that dairy has a pretty big impact on that, unfortunately, because, you know, we all love it. But when we cut out dairy, I think things got a lot better. And you can notice, even like now that we've been off of that for over a year, if we decide, oh, we're going to cheat and we put it back in, we pay for it. So, I mean, especially my husband. But yeah, so I definitely just feel like it's been, my skin looks great. I also started using a more natural skincare line and all those things. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting all the different ways my fingernails are stronger. My whole body just feels better and great. Yeah, my hair. I never had like my hair. I never lost my hair after had my baby or anything like that. Like I feel pretty whole level just healthier.
That's awesome. I mean, diet's a huge thing. We all know that. The dairy thing,
unfortunately.
Yeah, right? The dairy thing, I had a doctor or something tell me a couple of years ago, every human's allergic to dairy. It just depends on what degree, like, or how it affects you. But yeah, so I guess we're not meant to, you know, drink milk and eat cheese and that.
Yeah.
Delicious, yes. I mean, I'm an ice all the way. But yeah.
I feel like if you're going to, my suggestion is try to eat it organic, because the hormones that are, you know, and the pesticides and all that stuff, it doesn't help you either. If you're going to do it, try to get a grass-fed cow. Right. And, you know, I'm big on that stuff. If we're going to eat cheese, like, I really just want it to at least be somewhat humane, you know, and I don't know.
And chemical-free.
Yeah.
That's a big, huge deal. So you kind of incorporate these, you know, a lot of people have dietary restrictions. We're starting to find out. I'm sure they've always had them. We're just now learning and getting smarter, right? So you coordinate your menu to these type of dietary restrictions, right?
Yes. So the other thing that is big right now, a lot of people are getting these autoimmune diseases like Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, all of
Yeah.
those things that even multiple sclerosis, like we're confused about what's going on, but they're finding that that also has to do with gut health. And some people have even healed themselves technically. I mean, they'll always have a diagnosis of, multiple sclerosis or whatever, but there have been people who've gone from bedridden to normal functioning, going to work, working out, humans, just from a switch in diet.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, when we first saw the things that we had to cut out of our diet, we're reading labels on everything and we were just like, what can we eat? But that's what we kind of take, like, at least even if people only use us for the initial like process, I think it's just so overwhelming to be told, oh, you should go on a paleo diet, you should be on an autoimmune diet, and you're thinking, what does that mean, And so I already know about it, I've researched it, I've worked with physicians on it, and I mean, I just feel like we can take like the hardship out of that.
That's awesome. So dive into that a little bit for me. So do you provide a menu? You said you cook on Sundays, you deliver on Sundays. Super cool, because that's the beginning of most people's week, right?
Right.
So take me through how that works. Like, you send a menu out, or what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so right now I'm primarily using Facebook just to kind of, I've looked at the hardship with this is that I have to find a website that also has an ordering system. So that's been complicated. And I hope to buy into one of those soon, because it would take some of my like room for error and stuff out. But for right now, we're using Facebook for the most part. Or a lot of people will see me and then I'll just instantly give them my phone number because it's just easier to communicate that way. But I do generate a weekly menu every week. It's different. And then as I get feedback, I kind of try to, if people love, like I just get a lot of feedback, like we love that meal, I try to rotate it in often. And then if I get less feedback, I try to take it out. So since we're a new business, I'm just rotating these menus, and eventually we'll probably have set menus that we rotate every like 4 or 5 weeks, but
Gotcha.
everything's different right now. Yeah, totally. So I make it on Wednesdays, send it out. Some people I just text it to, some people want to email, some people just see it on the Facebook site. And then orders have to be in by Friday, and I usually try to get my grocery shopping in on Saturday. So yeah, and they can text me, they can email me, whatever. That's what we're just kind of working with right now until we have an ordering system. But yeah, the menus are, we have a traditional menu, which not very many people use because most people come to me wanting a paleo. But if they are, say someone's on a keto diet or something and they want to, we kind of just can customize it. We're small enough that we can appeal to, the masses right now. But I have a paleo menu, an autoimmune protocol menu, which is similar to paleo, but there are some other things that they can't have that cause inflammation in the body, like nightshades. They can have peppers, eggplants, kind of strange.
Right, mushrooms, right?
Mushrooms are generally okay, actually, but it's primarily like the bell peppers, and yeah, so we just don't use those things, obviously. And then yeah, so we kind of have like 3 different menus. And then I have some people, we put desserts and breakfast on there. I have some people that just want desserts, some people want a breakfast. And right now, because we're new, I can kind of, if people say, and we also have family style menus. So some people want a serving of 5, and some people just want, they're a single person and they want 1 serving, or their kids or husband don't need it, but they have an autoimmune disease. So we're kind of all over the place, and eventually we'll probably kind of have to make that smaller. But for right now, we're kind of able to appeal to whatever people need.
That's really awesome. Do me a favor and post your menus in the comment section when we're done. So okay. That way, people who catch us on the replay, they will be able to access that, when they're watching. I think that'd be really cool. So awesome. So you took me through the ordering, how that all works. Now take me through delivery. What does that look like? So do you have a certain time?
Delivery is a pain. Yeah, I'm working on hiring people at the moment to help me with delivery, because my furthest clients are like in Kierland, like in North Scottsdale, and then I have all the way to the end of Chandler and everything in between. So that was like one thing that we ran into one week, where I was cooking for like 10 hours and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go out for delivery, and it was a little chaotic. But So we have a couple meeting points. Like I'll meet sometimes at Chandler Christian Church, which is like a central area, like on Alma School in the 202, and people can meet me there. I just put everything in coolers. It's all packaged, and then they just meet me and we can exchange. Most people either bring cash, we do Venmo, or I have a card reader. Um, I generally just kind of send out a text message throughout the day like, hey, we have a lot of orders this week. We'll probably be out between 6 and 8 tonight. What time are you guys home? And then I just kind of work around that. When we get this ordering site up, it's kind of cool because it correlates, like it'll be able to tell people where I'm at. They can see my car or whatever, so they can tell like, oh, it looks like she's going to be there in 20 minutes. If, you're outside with the kids or something, you can go get your food so it's not sitting on the step for a long time.
Yeah,
but,
in this
yeah.
heat, we don't want that.
Yeah.
So
right.
Tell me about the packaging.
So we have individual containers. They're just microwavable plastic containers, or family style, is in like a big catering type of packaging. But because and I'm kind of a big believer in, I'm not huge on plastics. Plastics can be they can mess with your hormones a little bit because they're not natural and we shouldn't really absorb them in our body. So if that's something that you're into, we have glassware as well. You can buy into that program. And then I just either ask that you wash it or, set it aside. I could wash it too. And then we just exchange every week. So you can buy into, depending on what you need, I can give you pricing for what the glassware would look like. Or if you already have it at home, I would be happy to just use your own so you don't have to buy into it. But I'm kind of big on that. Some people like the convenience of just throwing away the plastic thing at the end of the day and not having to do the dishes, and that's fine too. So, yeah,
it's kind of up to what their choices are, but they are all recyclable.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily.
Yeah, plastic ones are.
So
yeah,
awesome. I love that. So we talked about,
and some people just give them back too. So that's an option. If you want to wash them and just reuse the plastic, you can. Like I'm fine with it if people want to do that too.
Right, which is perfect. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your business with our audience?
Not yet, or not at this point, but I would love people watch us grow and just kind of, there's growing pains right now, and I definitely, it's hard to start a business and you want to appeal to all these people, and it's funny how you'll put a meal out there and you'll get some feedback that's like, that was the best, we loved it, and another couple will say, we didn't really like that one, and you're like, man, this is tough because you want to please everyone, and it's hard. But the clients that have been with me, there's a couple moms actually that have been with us since we opened that I met through this, and I'm just really thankful for the people who've stuck around with me or just been there to watch me grow and help, any feedback, even if it's like, we didn't like this meal, I'm happy with that too. So I'm just happy to, help people, because fast food's not great. You don't know where it's coming from. I understand that it happens. I totally get it. And if you're not into cooking, then I don't know what you do. But yeah, it kind of takes the hardship out of it.
That is awesome. I appreciate that. And I'm so glad that you're getting some good support in this group. It's definitely full of amazing ladies.
So thankful for it.
Good. I'm so glad. And to the group, lots of likes and comments on this video so we can keep bumping it up at the top so Amy can get a bunch of replays, okay?
Thank you.
Where can your audience find you?
Our Facebook is just Prepped AZ. I can post it below, and then we have an Instagram. It's Prepped, like PREPPED AZ also. And then hopefully, if you follow that, I'll be posting our website soon once I implement my menu and figure out the ordering system.
Awesome. Definitely put your contact info below in the comment section so that some ladies can connect with you if they're wanting to.
Yeah, I'll put the email in there too. It's preppedaz@hotmail.com, and a lot of people start out that way, just sending me an email, then they become menu and order some weeks they don't, whatever. But if you're on that chain, you'll get a menu every week, so you can at least look it over and see if there's anything you like.
Awesome. Well, if you haven't done it already, I don't know if this is something that you do, if you've got any sort of coupons or anything like that you want to offer to the group, get in touch with Jen Duncan, aka JD, and she's got a really neat little list that she can put your name on that goes out to the group. So that would be really cool for you and cool for our moms too. All right, Amy.
Yes, I think she put me on that. Yes.
Did she already?
Perfect.
She's pretty awesome
I
and
think
efficient and on it.
yes.
So.
It's on the Savings Sunday, so we're on there if you want to contact us to see what the discount is.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, so she's already got you on there. She's a step ahead of me.
She is,
right,
yeah, and she's actually ordered from. So.
I think we're kind of our internet is not being friendly anymore.
That's okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, MOMnation.